of stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
The wait is over. The verdict is in. With me is my CNET colleague Rich Trenholm. He has seen The Force Awakens and he's here to offer his expert opinions. Now, we are avoiding plot spoilers here, and Rich is well aware of the consequences of giving too much away.
Oh, that reminds me actually, there's this really good bit right at the end.
So, Force Awakens puts Star Wars back on our screens, but decades after the original and with a new director, Rich, does it still feel like Star Wars?
Well, the Force is strong with this one, you'll be glad to hear. It very much goes back to the original trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, and the kind of the classic DNA. In fact, it's almost like a greatest hits of Star Wars, really. It starts off with a young dreamer on a desert planet, and you've got a plucky droid entrusted with important information. And even though the Empire was destroyed at the end of Return of the Jedi, you've still got armies of stormtroopers, and you've got snooty aristocratic officers, and the bad guys are led by this masked, black-clad denizen of the dark side. It feels very much like classic Star Wars.
So in the prequel trilogy, there was perhaps an over-reliance on computer effects that didn't go down terribly well with lots of Star Wars fans. So tell me, Rich, about the look and the feel of the new film.
Well, I mean, obviously there is a lot of CGI in there, but again, they have gone back to the classic feel of the original trilogy. So there's this cavalcade of great creatures and aliens and monsters and robots that are all done in a very physical way in camera. There's lots of great prosthetics and makeup and all that kind of thing. And it looks absolutely fantastic. It's got a real old school feel to it. It feels really, really real. You're really kind of in that world. With one unfortunate glaring exception. Now, I can't say too much because it's something that's not been in the trailers, but there's a very major character who's done entirely in CGI, and it really, really stands out from the crowd of the creatures that have done so well and so physically, which is a real shame, I think.
So Force Awakens introduces new characters alongside old familiar faces from the original trilogy. What are the new characters like, and could they ever be as beloved as Han, Chewie and the gang?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to see the old faces again. It's great to see Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher step back into their old roles. It's almost like they've never been away. But at the same time, yeah, the new characters, they're really, really interesting. They're fun and they're compelling, and they've got interesting stories of their own. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how those stories unfold and kind of carry this new trilogy forward into the future.
Okay, Rich, so to sum up, having seen Force Awakens, how are you now feeling about a new trilogy and a new generation of Star Wars films?
Well, I've got a good feeling about this.
So that's what Rich thought. You can catch The Force Awakens in theatres galaxy-wide, and when you have seen it, do let us know what you thought. All right, that's all for now, and stay tuned to CNET.